of the most secretive kitchens in the world, and only a few people get a glimpse inside. But one guy I know is a foodie himself. CNN producer Ben Tinker got inside for the scoop and joins us live from New York with the dish. Ben, I cannot wait to see this kitchen. It's like the kitchen of all kitchens, right?
You got it. You know, hey there, Nicole. I see my reputation as a foodie precedes me. So when the opportunity came up to learn about what goes on in the White House kitchen, I simply could not resist.
So the First Lady and the...
Only in a movie like Dave would you find a president in the White House kitchen whipping up his own midnight snack. The first family's every desire is instead met by a team of seasoned professionals.
There hasn't been anything that I don't like.
Some 200 miles away, the party at Pennsylvania Avenue camp is underway, where young chefs are trying their hands at White House cuisine.
Okay. Presidential recipes.
Recipes including Madison cakes, White House stuffed mushrooms, and Mrs. Garfield's white loaf bread.
Does anybody know which president loved vegetables? Haha, Thomas Jefferson.
Roland Mesnier knows a thing or two about the presidential kitchen. He was brought on board by First Lady Rosalind Carter as executive pastry chef and stayed in the White House kitchen for 26 years.
I can tell you that we had two of the presidents of the five I served that had an extremely sweet tooth, and that will be President Ronald Reagan and President Bill Clinton. They absolutely wanted dessert all the time, with every meal.
President Clinton's love for bad food was parodied on Saturday Night Live in 1992 before he even took office.
All right, boys. Let's stop in here for a second. I'm a little parched from the jog.
Sir, we've only been jogging for 3 blocks.
We are going to add a little bit of red into our white fondant because we're being patriotic today and we're making red, white, and blue petit fours.
After all, you eat first with your eyes, whether you're a young chef or the leader of the free world.
Yeah, well, you have to understand, during all day long, the President and First Lady have good news and bad news, you know, a mixture of stuff. And dinner time is the time for them to let go and talk with everybody around the table.
So what do the kids think the Obama family talks about over dinner?
What type of change in the United States they have to make?
How they're so talk about that they're so happy that they live in the White House.
They talk about stuff we don't understand.
So, Nicole, we had a lot of fun, but these kids were definitely learning a lot about math, about science, nutrition, history, and how to work as a team. You know, they told me they realize when they work together, they get to eat faster. So, very, very smart.
Yeah.
And, you know, the kids told me their families absolutely love it when they come home and whip up a batch of whatever they've learned in class. And they share a story about one of the presidents. So, Nicole, did you know President Grant had showy dinner parties with as many as 29 courses?
I did know that. No, I'm just kidding.
How
How would I know that?
Of course you did.
How would anyone know that?
You know a lot of things.
I know a lot of useless information. That was not one of them. Very interesting little tidbit. I will do well in trivia night next time I go. Speaking of presidential dish, my dear Tinker,
yes.
I understand that this guy spilled the beans to you. There's another little anecdote you have about Clinton's sweet tooth, because Michelle Obama was talking about this virtual candy shop that exists, which sounds just sinful.
And you know, I haven't even heard about that, but that's right about what you're saying about Chef Mesnier. I got a few more inside stories from the longest-serving White House chef in U.S. history. Now, we know about President Clinton's love of fast food, but did you know about his allergies? He's actually allergic to dairy, flour, and chocolate, which I think is pretty unfair. But it provides quite a challenge for a pastry chef, as you might imagine, as most desserts include all 3 of those ingredients. So Chef Roland had his own special way of dealing with that problem, especially when it came to state dinners and other large public events.
I would make a special cake for him, like a carrot cake or something that he could eat. And when he would come to get his cake, he would say, I would say, Mr. President, I got your special cake here. And he would say to me, Roland, no, you don't understand. I don't want that today. I want a piece of chocolate cake. I said, you're the boss, sir. There you go. But I knew the next day when I would see him on TV, I knew when he had been a bad boy, he would have some bags under his eyes when he ate what he was not supposed to eat. And I could see that, and I could tell you any time that he ate something that was outside of his diet.
Well, there you go. Talk about an inside scoop.
Bad boy.
Absolutely.
You couldn't get past it. You can't get past the chef. Maybe he can
can't.
make a vegan dessert for me.
You'd go for the chocolate, though, anyway.
I'm in the White House one day. You can hook me up. One thing I was wondering about when I was watching this story is because there's so much food coming in to the White House. I mean, you really have your pick. You feel like pancakes, you get pancakes. You feel like lobster, you get lobster. But might that pose a security concern?
Absolutely. You know, that's a really interesting question. And First Lady Michelle Obama held an event last weekend in the White House with her top chef, Chris Comerford, for local culinary students. And one of the students asked that question. Of course, it's a major concern. And for that reason, there aren't regular deliveries to the White House. They also partner with local farmers, distributors who supply a lot of the food. But as an added layer of security, a lot of these folks don't even know their food is destined for the president's dinner table.
Wow.
Nicole?
Yeah, that's probably best. All right. Is this appropriate that I call you Sugar Pie?
Absolutely.
Thanks, Ben. Good
Thank you.
story. We appreciate it.
Thank you.